Just to bring it back to the topic of jealousy, I found a few positive ways to spin jealousy.
Okay.
And I'll go through them, just a few of them, and then y'all let me know if y'all agree or disagree. One positive way to spin jealousy is to use it as a driving force to better yourself. And I put that one there initially, but then we look at the differences between jealousy and envy, and to me that kind of fall more on the envious side. So what that basically mean by driving yourself to do better is like if you see something that you want or you see somebody in a position that you would like to have yourself, you can then use that as motivation to get there yourself, right?
I mean, it could be like that, but I could see how it could be from jealousy too. So if you have a fear that your partner gonna leave you because you think that another person can like do more for her or is better for her, but you don't want to lose that person, so you try to better yourself, then I could see how that would apply in that circumstance.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a good way of.
That's like when Jada and Tupac were messing around, and Will was like, "I gotta get better. I gotta make."
We just keep coming back. We just keep coming back to this.
I mean,
just can't get away from.
It's a perfect example.
Let's just title the episode "Entanglement."
Oh yeah. All right.
People.
The next way. What you say?
Okay, no, continue. No.
The next one here I have is it can be flipped to reflect on oneself and to kind of like better yourself just as a person. So you experience jealousy and then you kind of like ask yourself why you feel this way. And then you work on it from there. Of course, you need to be at a certain like mental level, have some type of mental clarity before you can actually
dissect your brain.
Like trying to get the other, 9 inside.
What you say, kind of?
I have, you were saying like you have to be on a different level to end up thinking like that. I said I have one toe there. Try getting the rest 9, but
it's your big toe, your little toe.
My little toe. I can't even lie to you.
Y'all can agree with that point.
Yeah.
Come on, let's work on this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
One other way is to teach you empathy, so that if you see it in someone else, you can kind of understand how this person would reach that point of jealousy, and I guess work together with that person to work through that situation. I mean, that's another way to spin it.
That's what Kana had tell us earlier about his experience when he observed his girl, and then he reflect and he empathized with her by saying, now he could understand how it probably looked to other people when he, being friendly.
Yeah, that
indeed.
It's an interesting point. The next one I have here is it can make you realize how much you actually care about somebody else.
That's true.
I find that bullshit, but I find that just an excuse for you being crazy.
Yeah. I love you so much that sometimes I just got I gotta stab somebody.
I don't think it's like that. I think I think more so is when you in an entanglement. When you're in a situationship or an entanglement or whatever, and you're not quite sure how you feel about a person, but let's say like you see them interacting with somebody else because y'all in official whatever or pursuing somebody else, and then the thought of them with somebody else have you feeling fucked up, that might make you realize that this is actually something I want or something I want to pursue.
And to me, I feel like that is just a common theme of something that you hear when it comes to like dudes break up with chicks, and then a couple of months later they realize the saying goes, you don't know what you had till it's gone type of thing. And I feel that is kind of what that is you realizing you didn't in the moment you didn't realize how much you cared for this person until something happened, and it's like not saying it got to a breakup already, but something happened that caused you to realize like I might lose this person, and then you start thinking of the jealousy, and then you realize like I really like this person a lot more than I thought I did.
It isn't necessarily to be crazy. I think more so is like sometimes you don't realize until like you're forced to realize something.
But some people might use it as an excuse, though.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
Well, what do you
yeah.
think?
That you
Yeah.
like someone else labeling it.
Can I start over?
Oh, sorry.
Seriously?
He's saying that the person could be labeled crazy. I guess let me be more specific with it. Depends on your reaction to it. But like let's say you could feel that jealousy and whatnot, but you could like phone it in or try to keep it in or whatnot. But if you react on that, nah, don't come to me with that bullshit. That's just an excuse you trying to fucking use now for being crazy.
I agree and disagree because to me, like you saying, kinda, it is one of those things where you self-realize how some things that you're doing could be viewed the other way. To me, it's like it is one of those things where I understand how somebody feels is not how somebody else feels is not necessarily your responsibility. You can't control them, but there are certain things you can definitely do to influence how somebody feels. Right. If your woman is feeling undervalued or underappreciated and stuff like that, there's things you can do to. There's things you possibly not doing to help her and reassure her, maybe to make her feel appreciated and valued and stuff like that. It's like, it's not a guarantee that because you tell her I love you every day or something like that, she's going to feel appreciated and valued, but things like that probably would help. Like, it's not to say that her value is completely dependent on you. Her feeling appreciated is completely dependent on you, but you play a role type of thing.
Yeah, that's true. I can't really say much with that.
And I feel like jealousy is the same thing. If she's feeling jealousy, it could be that maybe something you're doing or not doing plays into that.
Yeah, but like my whole thing is say for instance, one of the examples for this I bring up. If y'all not in a relationship but y'all seeing each other or whatnot, and like you as a fella have to see the girl talking to somebody else, or you as a girl see the guy talking to somebody else, and they look like they're into each other or whatnot. Flying off the handles, that's bad shit crazy. There's no...
What is flying off the handle? Because I said feeling jealousy. Nobody said flying off the handle. If I feel jealous, doesn't necessarily mean I'm flying off the handle.
Okay.
But he did say, for example...
Lord,
like
stop
it. Yeah, Kana was going into the extreme example of people using that as an excuse. He didn't say, didn't use it as a blanket term for everybody using it as an excuse. It was for that specific reasons. He said some people use that as an excuse, and it's a valid reason.
If you think, if like you see me, if you in a situation like that, and the person who you checking with getting upset because you talking to somebody else, and like making a scene, making a big drama about it, to me that's flying off the handle.
And this person might have abandonment issues, but in some situations, it could also be there might be like my thing is basically, seek accountability. I understand it could be this person's issues, but like I said, you can't control nobody else. The one thing you can control in life is yourself. So if you want to avoid the situation, the only thing you can do is try to see how you may have played into it. I'm not saying or pointing and saying you did play into it, but looking at yourself to try to see at least maybe I was a little too friendly. Maybe I should have moved her hand off or something like that. I understand. Yes, I wasn't flirting with her. Yes, I didn't come on to her. But did I possibly look like I entertaining her and leading her on?
How much do we conform to what we consider stupidity then?
What?
How much do we conform to what we find as what we as individuals find as craziness? Because if I don't know you going through all that kind of stuff, if you never tell me this, how do you expect me to know you have that kind of issues? Because to me, I having a conversation with somebody else and you just come in and fucking flying off, I'm going to see you as crazy.
I agree, and you're right, because obviously y'all, I assume, didn't have those conversations about boundaries and how each other feels about maybe y'all not in that state yet in the relationship that y'all got to that conversation, and this is her reaction. I don't fault you for seeing her as crazy in that scenario, because maybe she does have severe abandonment issues or something that results her to act and react in that way. Like, it's not justifying her issues, but...
I'm not saying that's not a valid reason for her to think, but the thing is, if I don't know this, I'm still going to see you as crazy. Until you have that conversation with me, then
but
I see you fly off the hand, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, she not her. And she just,
I agree with you.
Okay, but like, I feel like you kind of went to the extreme because the statement was that jealousy can be a tool to help you figure out how you feel about somebody, but like we never say you had to like act like that or nothing. My whole thing was that because you say it was BS and that's people being crazy, but all I was saying is you don't necessarily have to act on it. I'm just saying that maybe if you checking somebody or y'all in a situation and the thought of that person getting into something with somebody else upsets you, then the jealousy is what ultimately gonna make you realize that maybe you feel something deeper for that person than you thought you initially did.